Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
First up tonight, a man and woman rushed to the hospital after their plane crashed near the Bexar County-Kendall County line. It all happened this afternoon in the Bridlewood Trail subdivision.
Yes, that's right. Their exact condition still unknown at this time. But neighbors first on the scene of the crash tell me it was a no-brainer to jump in to help.
Within 10 seconds, they had seen a plane over my neighbor's backyard, and it was rocking. And they said, it doesn't look good, it's going lower and lower, and they saw it go down.
This woman, who asked not to be identified, says she and her family were home when her husband and brother-in-law saw the shocking sight of what Bexar County officials say was a Cessna airplane crashing to the ground. The woman said it was a miracle they saw the plane when they did because it had fallen a couple of acres behind their neighbor's house, too far for our cameras to capture.
Where it's located, it was in a grove of cedar trees, and you couldn't hear a thing. There was no smoke, there was no fire. You couldn't see it from any other angle. The plane was completely covered.
When they finally found the plane
was just like straight down right next to a tree. So it was, the tail was up, but the rest was crumbled. My husband went and he found the two people still in the plane. He helped them get out, and they were alive and fine, but pretty injured.
At this time, it is unknown if the man and woman inside the aircraft had taken off from the Bernie Stage airfield nearby or if they were trying to land there. They were taken to the hospital. Deputies believe their injuries are not expected to be serious. Neighbors say they're just grateful the crash victims survived.
There were miracles. These people's lives were in the hands of God today.
A spokesman with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office says the Federal Aviation Administration is investigating.
Get you now to some new developments on a story we first told you about at 5 today. We now know the name of the mother who's charged in connection with the death of her 5-year-old son, whose remains were found in Colorado in a ravine earlier this week. 25-year-old Nicole Christina Aguilar is facing a felony charge for the death of 5-year-old Dominic Patrick Aguilar Acevedo. Aguilar's boyfriend, Daniel Garcia, is also facing the same charge. According to the arrest affidavit, Aguilar Acevedo was last seen alive at the Wood Spring Suites Hotel off of I-35 North, not far from Eisenhower Road. This was all caught on hotel surveillance video. The affidavit says Garcia could be seen carrying what they believe to be his lifeless body back in late July. Then earlier this week, Aguilar Acevedo's body was found wearing the same clothing seen in that surveillance video. This time, though, he was at the bottom of a ravine in Colorado. Officials believe Aguilar and Garcia drove to Mexico and eventually on to Costa Rica the following day. The arrest affidavit says the boy's grandmother was told by the mom he suffered an unexplainable death. As of right now, Aguilar and Garcia are in police custody in Florida. They are expected to be extradited back here to Texas.
It's definitely terrifying in that moment to think that your child is in trouble and you can't help.
A mom in panic and distress while on the phone with the man who said they'd taken her daughter and would kill her unless ransom was paid. The Night Team's John Paul Barajas reports the girl was never in danger and the call was a scam.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number after the beep.
Seconds after her daughter didn't answer the phone, a call came in from Mexico. The call log for both reading 1056. Colleen Glass says she normally wouldn't answer, but with her child so close to the border visiting South Padre Island at the time, she picked up.
Mom, some guys took me, put me in a van, and I'm scared. Then this man came on the line and said, we have your daughter, and if you don't do exactly what we say, you won't see her again. We will kill her.
Glass explained through the trembling and tears, the young woman on the phone's voice sounded just like her daughter's. She begged them to put her daughter back on the line.
He said, no, you can either talk to her now or you can see her again, but not both.
According to Glass, she was then asked how much money she had in her bank account and was instructed to go pull it all out. And once she did that, they tell her how to get it into the hands of their associates.
Anytime I would lapse into a silence, he would say, what are you doing right now? You have to tell me what you're doing every second. What are you doing now?
Glass spent 20 minutes on the phone with them, terrified, going as far as starting her car and acting if she was driving to the bank to keep them happy, before finally a family member got a hold of her daughter. Glass immediately hung up. And although no money was stolen from her, she's now lost her sense of security.
I don't know that I'll ever recover from it. It's going to be hard for me to let her go anywhere. because they're very good at what they did, and they really made me believe.
Her story serves as a warning to parents about this kidnapping scam call, and she also filed a police report. Now, SAPD says if you get a call like this, to call them as soon as possible. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. New on the Night Beat, we now know the name of the woman who was killed on I-10 near Vance Jackson in a crash. According to the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office, she is 54-year-old Carolyn Hazel Clark. Clark was killed after she lost control of her car on the I-10 access road between Vance Jackson and West Avenue. Paramedics pronouncing her dead at the scene. San Antonio police say she wasn't wearing her seatbelt at the time of that crash. Still no word right now on what caused the crash.
Now to some developing stories. One man is dead and another is in custody after a crash on the city's south side. The crash happened around 1 this morning near South Zarzamora Street and West South Cross Boulevard. Police say the driver of a Dodge Charger ran a red light, hitting a white pickup truck. The impact caused the truck to hit a utility pole, killing the driver. Now, the driver and the passenger in the Dodge Charger were taken to University Hospital for their injuries. Afterwards, the driver of that Dodge was taken into custody.
San Antonio fire officials are trying to figure out what started a fire at a car dealership over on the southwest side. SAFD says the Tricolor Auto Shop on Southwest Military Drive caught fire a little after 7 o'clock this morning. No injuries were reported from that fire, and officials say damages are estimated to be around $100,000. Still no word right now on what caused that fire. The San Antonio Police Department is continuing their push to recruit more female officers. The department hosting its first ever situational awareness training for women. Today's program led by Officer Tammy Ayala, SAPD's first female physical coordinator. The event featured a self-defense course, a panel of female officers of all ranks, and an obstacle course. We spoke with SAPD's only female helicopter pilot who says female officers do just as good of a job as men do.
I think we need more female police officers out here. I mean, they, believe it or not, they know how to do a good job de-escalating some situations where, you know, sometimes the guys need our help to do that.
If you missed today's event, Officer Ayala says the department plans to host another event just like this one in the next couple of months.
Happening tomorrow on GMSA, we have a special double leading essay. We'll be joined live by both District 2 City Councilman Jalen McKee Rodriguez and President and CEO of the San Antonio Food Bank. They'll discuss topics like the city budget, to equity, and food insecurities we see in our region. Now, you can submit your questions right now on KSAT.com. The special double leading essay is tomorrow morning at 8 and 8:30.
And looking ahead to something happening on Wednesday, we will be hosting a KSAT Community Town Hall discussing food insecurity here in Bexar County. Max Bassi and Sarah Costa will be joined by CEO of the San Antonio Food Bank, Eric Cooper, and other experts on nutrition and health. If you have any questions for the panelists, you can submit them right now on our website at ksat.com. Again, our Feeding Tomorrow Town Hall will be this Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
Outside with live cam. Hope you had a great start to your weekend. We had some rain around today. For the most part, it was pretty spotty. But if you live up near the Hollywood Park, Stone Oak area, that 281-1604 corridor in northeastern Bexar County, you got several inches of rain in some instances this afternoon. And coming up, we're going to take a look at some of those estimated rainfall totals from today. At this hour, the rain from earlier in the day has really fizzled out. We've really just got a lingering shower there north of Fredericksburg, but that is about it. So coming up, we'll talk about those rainfall totals. The overnight forecast mainly just muggy, but we do have another chance of rain tomorrow. More on that coming up as well. And of course, the very latest on Hurricane Ida. I have the 10 o'clock update, new information for you, a new track as Louisiana prepares for Hurricane Ida making landfall tomorrow. All that and more coming up in just a bit. Japhanie.
That's right. As Katie said, we do have details on Hurricane Ida. When is the storm expected to make landfall and how people from San Antonio are stepping up to help residents.
Welcome back. I want to get you to some breaking news that just came into our newsroom a little bit ago. Leakey ISD just announcing classes will be canceled in that district until September 7th. That district, Leakey, about 100 miles northwest of San Antonio.
Now, district officials said that it's because they do not have enough teachers, staff, or substitutes to provide students with a quality education due to the coronavirus. Now, although classes are canceled, LISD is allowing all extracurricular activities to continue if there are enough staff members to manage them safely. This will include practices and competitions. For more details, just visit us on KSAT.com.
It'll be one of the very strongest storms to hit Louisiana since the 1850s.
That was Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards as his state and the Gulf Coast prepare for another major storm tonight. Hurricane Ida scheduled to make landfall on the 16th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. Ida upgraded to a Category 2 hurricane today and is expected to continue strengthening as it travels through the Gulf of Mexico. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze with the details.
President Biden already signing an emergency declaration for Louisiana, deploying FEMA emergency response personnel to the Gulf Coast.
We pre-positioned food, water, generators, and other supplies in the area. Power restoration and mobile communication support teams are also en route. We've also closely coordinated with the electric utilities to restore power as soon as possible.
The National Hurricane Center advising everyone to finish preparations Saturday as Ida quickly approaches.
The wind speed at landfall is projected to be sustained in the neighborhood of 140 miles per hour. This is a very strong storm, and so everybody out there needs to be very careful.
New Orleans once again in the crosshairs, exactly 16 years after Hurricane Katrina devastated the city as a Category 3 storm.
You need to be prepared for damaging wind, power outages, heavy rain, tornadoes. What I am told is that this storm in no way will be weakening.
Mandatory evacuations in place for thousands outside the levee system. Other parts of the city under voluntary evacuation.
If you are intending to leave, do so now. There's a small window of time for evacuation, but by this evening you need to be ready to shelter in place.
Gerald Mercandell remembers Katrina. He's decided to evacuate.
When Katrina was here, hey, I had to stand in the water, and I slept on the bridge for 2 days. I'm not about to do that again.
Others are preparing to hunker down, boarding up homes and businesses, many waiting in long lines for gas and sandbags. Meantime, Louisiana has one of the highest rates of COVID-19 in the country. Crowded hospitals are unable to evacuate patients and are now preparing to shelter in place. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Meanwhile, back here at home, the San Antonio Humane Society is stepping up to help shelter animals from the incoming storm. The group is taking in 16 dogs to assist the Houston SPCA.
Now, the team drove and met with the Houston group this morning to transport the dogs to the shelter. Areas at the San Antonio shelter will house the pets and provide bathing to make them feel comfortable and safe.
All the people evacuate, but you have to think about the animals that are in shelters. They're at risk too for being struck by the hurricane, being flooded. So the more we can get out, the better it is.
After the animals receive a clean medical checkup from veterinarians, they will be available for adoption. Katie, this is a big, powerful storm. Right. We all remember Hurricane Katrina from 2005. The big problem from that one, of course, was all the flooding, the rains and the flooding overtopped the levees there, causing major problems for New Orleans.
Oh my gosh, yes. I've been watching some of the news coverage there, and that obviously is a big concern for some of the residents. But I heard the mayor today there say several times that the levees are in such better shape now than they were 16 years ago. So they're hopeful that the improvements they made after Katrina will help the city of New Orleans as they face yet another intense hurricane threat. This is Ida. 10 p.m. update is in. Still a Category 2 storm, maximum sustained winds of 105, gusts are up to 125. Movement is still northwest at 16 miles per hour. I'm going to switch a satellite product, which is basically just kind of switching the color scheme on you, because this particular scheme shows the eye of Hurricane Ida much better. That deep purple right around the eye, that's some very intense convection. Convection is a fancy word for thunderstorm activity, so some intense convection ongoing right right around the eye. That's a sign that we've got a strong hurricane on our hands. And this eye is some 200 odd miles away from New Orleans at this hour. So as we head into the overnight hours, intensification is expected. Let me get back to the other side here. Not the best view, but by tomorrow morning, Ida is expected to jump up to Category 3 hurricane status and then to Category 4 hurricane status. At Cat 4 status, we're talking about winds up to 130 miles per hour. Landfall tomorrow, likely late morning, early afternoon, south of New Orleans on the southeastern Louisiana coast, even as it moves inland, holding its Category 2 hurricane status kind of right over or right in between Baton Rouge, which is right here, and then New Orleans. And then this system will continue to work inland late this weekend and early next week. We're going to talk more specifics with Ida coming up next half hour. But I want to kind of show you how Ida is playing into our weather. So this is a product called water vapor. And essentially it's showing you how much water vapor or moisture is in the air. So where you see Ida here, that intense blue and purple, that's higher water vapor content. That's where there's a lot of rain associated with that hurricane. And we've also got a kind of a similar scenario here off to our southwest. This is Hurricane Nora. Yes, another hurricane. This is in the eastern Pacific. So technically it's another basin in the Atlantic. But what we've got going on here is that we're kind of sandwiched in between these two tropical systems. And while we won't see direct impacts in terms of rain coming from these tropical systems, they are tossing us some little pieces of moisture, this purple you see here. And we've also got a teeny tiny little upper level low sitting right over top of us that helped to spur the rain we had around yesterday and today. So as we head into the second half of the weekend, we'll continue to be kind of sandwiched in between some tropical moisture. That tiny little upper level low will linger tomorrow, and that's going to be our continued chance of some isolated pop-up downpours as we get into the second half of the weekend. So we'll keep a 30% chance of rain tomorrow. And then low-end rain chances, really just an unsettled weather pattern through the middle and back half of next week. We'll keep rain chances around for a few more days. So Almanac officially read a 6/100ths of an inch of rain at the airport, but look at the totals estimated up north of the airport. This was right along 281, 1604, anywhere from about 2 to 5 inches of rain. And this is supported by a real-time storm report 2 miles east-southeast of Hollywood Park of 4.3 inches of rain right around 7:45 there, measured in 2.5 hours. So there was some intense rain north of the airport today, but it was very spotty. Not everyone saw that kind of rain this afternoon. Right now we're in the 70s and 80s. As we head into the overnight hours, generally just muggy. I can't rule out a stray shower, but it'll be tomorrow afternoon after lunchtime that we see a few more of those pop-up showers and non-severe storms around. Coverage-wise, we're looking at about a 30% chance. If you do get a little rain, may not even be as hot as 93. That wouldn't be too bad. Highs are in the mid to upper 90s all the way through next weekend, guys.
Having the umbrellas on standby.
Yes.
Thank you, Katie.
All right, Larry, big game coverage kicked off on Thursday night with the start of the new high school football season. It continues into tonight.
Yes, we had 3 games here in town tonight. 2 are finished. 1 is still in progress because it was delayed by lightning to start off the game. We also had 2 shutouts, including one by the John Jay Mustangs, who looked good against Laredo Johnson. Plus, in college football, Illinois cannot celebrate too much with UTSA on deck. Coming up. The John Jay Mustangs kick off the final slate of games for week 1 of our big game coverage at the Gus tonight, taking on Laredo Johnson. Opening possession, Mustangs D is opportunistic. The quick slant is caught, but the ball slips out of the receiver's hands as he breaks free. Zadrian Huerta is there for the recovery at the 26-yard line. Jay's offense gets on the field for the first time now. After a holding penalty pushes them back to the 36, handoff goes to Huerta. He bounces to the outside, fins off a tackler, and dives into the end zone for the 36-yard score. Huerta, the senior, doing it all early. It's 7-0 Jay. After Laredo goes 3 and out, the Mustangs catch another break. The ball is snapped over the punter's head and it bounces into the end zone. Joshua Machado recovers it there for the touchdown and a 14-0 lead. Jay wins big, 52-0. Over at Ferris Stadium, the MacArthur Band is rocking as the Brahmas open their season against Marshall. First quarter, Rams up 7-0 and looking for more. Elisha Katashi takes the inside handoff and races into the end zone for the 13-yard score. Marshall goes up 14-0. Next possession, they keep it on the ground, and this time it's Shea Reichwein running off a tackle, out of a tackle, getting a couple blocks, and he's gone for a 26-yard touchdown. The Rams put 48 points in the first half alone, and Marshall wins in a shutout, 61-0. Taking to Comalander Stadium, where lightning in the area delayed the start of Holmes and Lee 1 hour and 15 minutes till 8:15. First quarter, Huskies strike first. Quarterback Christopher Medeles hits Joaquin Ramirez over the middle for a 12-yard touchdown and a 7-0 lead. Vols answer with a field goal, but Holmes gets on the board on the ensuing drive. This time, Medeles keeps it himself with a 5-yard score. Let's head to the big game coverage scoreboard for that final and more. And Holmes leads Lee 28-10 in the third, and Harper beat Dehennis 14-7. All right, by this time next Saturday night, the UTSA Roadrunners should be done, or at least close to wrapping up their 2021 season opener at the Illinois Fighting Illini. Roadrunners' first game against a Big Ten opponent. Former Steel running back Brendan Brady said the mood of the team is great.
We're just out there trying to get better, it's kind of hard to get in game condition because we haven't had games yet, but, that's what we're trying to go for and focusing on, just going out there, running around, trying to get in shape and, making plays and trying to basically just we're game planning right now, so just make sure we're understanding certain schemes and stuff that we're putting in play. Just overall, ultimately, like I said, just trying to run around and get in shape, so it's been fun.
Illinois kicked off its season today at home with Nebraska, a Big Ten contest right out of the gate. Second quarter tied at 9. Cornhuskers quarterback Adrian Martinez fumbles the ball. Calvin Hart Jr. scoops and scores for Illinois, who take the lead 16-9 after trailing 9-0. The Fighting Illini would go up 30-9 before the Cornhuskers tried to come back. Late third quarter, Martinez goes pump fake, then he takes off from the pocket, hits the second level, and he breaks off a 75-yard touchdown run, and the Huskers are down 30-16. He threw a 4-yard touchdown pass in the fourth to get Big Red within 8, but they cannot complete the comeback, and Illinois wins its season opener 30-22, but they can't celebrate much with UTSA heading their way.
Yeah, so I've been talking about this game for a while, right? You guys are probably tired of me talking about having the opening kickoff of college football, and to have it be a win is just like the perfect ending, right? It's the perfect period at the end of the sentence about what we did today. Can't get overly excited about what it means or what it's going to do going forward, because we have a team, UTSA, that's coming in here that's got a lot of returning starters and won a lot of games a year ago, so we got our work cut out for us, but it is a good end to the day.
UTSA will play at Illinois next Saturday night at 6:30, and Illinois is favored by 6.5. The Texans face Tom Brady and the Bucs tonight in the preseason. Later in sports, we'll be back right after the break.
Welcome back. Let's get you to the latest developments in Afghanistan tonight. The drawdown of American troops has begun after a drone strike there that killed 2 high-level members of ISIS-K.
Now, White House officials saying more than 18,000 people have been evacuated from the country since 13 American soldiers paid the ultimate sacrifice and were killed. Now, the State Department says 5,400 U.S. citizens have been evacuated. About 350 more citizens are still looking to leave. The Pentagon also confirming this morning the withdrawal of 5,000 U.S. soldiers from the Kabul airport is underway.
We are going to complete this mission by the end of the month. We will do this in as safe and an orderly way as possible, and that includes being able to continue to evacuate right up until the end.
Meanwhile, we now know the names of those 13 service members killed in Thursday's attacks. Also announced today, Navy Corpsman Max Soviak and Marines Corporal Hunter Lopez, Lance Corporals Kareem Nikoi, Jared Schmitz, and Riley McCollum, who was just 3 weeks away from becoming a first-time father.
Taking you around America, hundreds of voting rights activists gathered in Washington, D.C. today to remember a landmark date in America's civil rights history. Today is the 58th anniversary of the March on Washington, immortalized by Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. The National Action Network sponsored the March on Washington and voting rights, which held similar protests in several cities Saturday. Now, the group believes 48 states have introduced legislation to restrict voting rights, though some lawmakers argue that the legislation is to improve the election process. Texas is the most recent of the 48 states.
This week's episode of KSAT Explains examined a system many believe is broken. We're talking about the Texas foster care system. Myra Arthur steps into the breakdown booth to talk about what to expect from this new episode and why the team took on the topic.
Stories about foster care have always moved me. Stories about kids who are in circumstances that a lot of people can't even begin to imagine, not because they did something, but because something was done to them, and their lives have been upended, and they are faced with incredible uncertainty. Children. And that interest for me really took off in 2017 when I was part of the KSAT 12 Defenders special called A Broken System. We examined the state of Texas foster care at that time and what a judge had ruled, the ways that this judge essentially picked apart the foster care system, the changes that she said needed to be made, and the problems that were serious and significant that were identified. Here we are, so many years later, and a lot of those problems still exist. And that's why the KSAT Explains team decided to revisit that issue, to take a look at what has changed, what hasn't changed, and really identify what solutions look like. Over the last year, we have had the issues with Family Tapestry in our county, an agency that was tasked to handle foster care within Bexar County. So we're examining not only what the problem is on a statewide level, but what's happening right here at home. So in this episode of KSAT Explains, we are examining what the state of the foster care system looks like right now. We're not only hearing from people at the state level, we're hearing from people who are on the ground level, people who are doing the frontline work, foster care advocates, people running foster care agencies who are finding beds and homes for these kids who have been ripped from their own. And we're also taking a look at ways that we can all make a difference. Because if we're moved to act, if we are moved by an issue, what do we do about it?
KSAT Explains the broken foster care system, now available to watch on demand right now on ksat.com/explains or on the KSAT TV app, available any way you stream. Still to come on this newscast, the tuition deadline for college students is approaching fast. We'll tell you how you can save some money on that big bill.
Paying for college. We all know it's a challenge in normal times, but during this past year and a half, though, it got tougher.
Yeah, with the pandemic, there was also a catalyst for some changes. And as 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz explains, some new rules may make college costs and loans easier to manage.
Anna Termaya does everything she can to help her son Russell pay for college.
It's gotten a little bit easier as far as the payments. In the beginning, the first year and a half, I had to take out loans, borrow from my mom.
For a lot of people, the pandemic made it tougher to afford college, but the unprecedented times also spurred changes that can help.
Many private schools whose enrollment was hurt by the pandemic are aggressively discounting tuition and fees to attract new students and retain current ones.
On average, undergraduates got a record 48% discount on tuition and fees in the forms of scholarships and grants last school year from private schools. And Congress has given colleges a $36 billion pot of money to distribute in emergency financial grants, money you don't have to pay back, to students hurt by the pandemic.
This aid will help keep people in school who are struggling financially and prevent them from going deeper into debt. The exact criteria for eligibility will vary by school, so you should check with the financial aid office at your school to see how it works.
As for student loans, the pause on payments has been extended to the end of January. And for students with total and permanent disabilities, the Department of Education has streamlined the process so those student loans are automatically discharged. If you think any of these situations apply to you, check with your loan servicer to make sure new rules are applied. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All right, another peek outside with live cam tonight. We're in the mid to upper 70s. It didn't get quite so hot, at least here in San Antonio and Bexar County this afternoon, because of those downpours that pushed on through. And I know not everyone saw good measurable rain today, but you may have seen views like this. There were some dark clouds and even a few rainbows out there. This was the view from our photographer Ken's camera. I'm so glad that he captured this. This is such a cool photo up at Comalander Stadium earlier this evening. More views like that possible tomorrow. We've got another isolated rain chance coming up tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk more about that and talk a little bit more about Hurricane Ida coming up next.
Taking a look right now at weather. Of course, we've been talking about it all day. Hurricane Ida. I know there were some earlier reports that I saw where people who were hunkering down were trusting the structure of some of the buildings, but also the upgrades that this area have done since Hurricane Katrina, right?
Yes. So there's that, some of the infrastructure, especially where the levees are concerned, but the entire Louisiana coast is not protected by levees. So it's going to be those coastal communities, some of the marshy areas down there along the Gulf Coast that are really going to be very hard hit by several things. So again, the latest on Ida, it's Category 2 hurricane. It's moving northwest at 16 miles per hour. And at this hour, we've got some intense, robust convection or thunderstorm activity around what's become today a very well-defined eye. So Ida is no joke, and we've got really warm water, especially leading up to the Louisiana coastline. Temperatures here, water temperatures are in the upper 80s. That, along with limited wind shear, is what's the National Hurricane Center believes will allow Ida to jump up to Category 4 hurricane status, winds up to 130 miles per hour before making landfall across the southeastern Louisiana coastline and then moving inland, likely somewhere. This eye could pass somewhere between Baton Rouge and New Orleans tomorrow. So we've got the intense rainfall with tropical systems. So this is the potential rainfall from the rain that's going to fall from the sky. Many areas, especially in this bright yellow color, are looking at likely around or even more than a foot of rain. But something else to consider with tropical systems is storm surge. And when we talk about tropical systems, we talk about storm surge a lot, but really what is that? And if you haven't spent a ton of time down in a coastal community or along the coast, you may not exactly know what storm surge is. Basically, it is the water that's being pushed ashore due to the winds of tropical systems. And this is above sea level or ground height. So we're talking 10 to 15 feet of additional water above ground height across some of these coastal communities where this system is going to make landfall. Lake Pontchartrain, north of New Orleans, looking at 5 to 8 feet of storm surge. So again, you've got the rain falling from the sky causing flooding issues, but then you've also got this water being pushed on shore by the storm's winds. That's extra water. So big time devastating effects possible across South Louisiana because of Ida. If you want to check on Ida's track anytime, you can do that with a Hurricane Tracker app. That's a free download for Apple and Android. That's not the background that we like to see, so I'm going to move my graphics through here. I was going to show you radar. It is very, very quiet tonight. All the activity from earlier in the day has fizzled out. So we'll be left with really just muggy conditions. Skies becoming mostly cloudy through early tomorrow, a low of 75. I can't rule out a stray shower overnight, but for most of us, it'll just be muggy out there. Tomorrow afternoon, that should say tomorrow. I'm full of little hiccups here today. Tomorrow, 93 with a 30% chance of some afternoon rain. It should be very similar to what we saw today. These thunder showers pulsing up in the afternoon hours with some heavy rain possible, also some flashes of lightning. So do keep that in mind if you'll be out doing yard work or something tomorrow. If you hear thunder, make sure you head inside because a few more downpours will be possible Sunday. We'll scale rainfall coverage back a little bit more into Monday. Little break on Tuesday, and then with a slightly unsettled weather pattern lingering into the end of next week, we'll have daily low and rain chances, highs in the mid to upper 90s, guys.
Definitely praying for those in the path of Hurricane Ida.
Yes.
Thank you, Katie.
All right, Larry, Tom Brady saw a little action tonight in their final preseason game with the Texans.
And Tom Brady was Tom Brady. He looked pretty darn sharp and ready for the regular season. The Texans-Bucks preseason finale tonight, and yep, Tom Brady looked like Tom Brady. I don't even know what else to say about it. Plus, in soccer, SAFC won a thrilling match coming up. Wow.
It's going to be a good test for our team. You know, it's another preseason game. We just got to go out there, execute, do our job. It's just another game.
Vincent Taylor and the Houston Texans closed out their preseason with the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Big Board Sports.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Football fans at NRG Stadium tonight got a thrill because Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady started in the preseason finale, the Bucs at the Texans. Houston fans are not thrilled about this, though. On the Bucs' second drive, Brady throws to Chris Godwin over the middle for a 24-yard touchdown for the first score of the game. Brady appears in regular season form for sure. Extra point was no good because Madison alum Vincent Taylor blocked it. I mean, he's just so good at that. He's got a knack for it. Bucs up 6-0. Next Tampa Bay series, Ronald Jones takes the handoff, runs right, and scores an easy 13-yard touchdown as the Bucs go up 13-0, and Tom Brady was done after that series. Next Tampa Bay drive, Blaine Gabbert is in at QB. He throws the ball, and it's intercepted by the Texans' Terrence Brooks and returned 12 yards. Houston's 8th forced turnover this preseason. Impressive. Houston would tackle Gabbert in the end zone after a low snap for a safety for their only points of the first half, and the Bucs led 16-2 at halftime. Third quarter, one play after recovering a Bucs fumble, Davis Mills finds Nico Collins for an 11-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion was good, and the Texans trailed 16-10, and they go on to lose to the Buccaneers tonight, 23-16. Houston forced 3 more turnovers, but tonight they had 5 of their own. The Dallas Cowboys will wrap up their 4-game preseason schedule tomorrow at noon with the Jacksonville Jaguars at the AT&T Stadium. The boys' starters are not expected to play, so it'll be mostly reserves the entire game. Rookie cornerbacks Kelvin Joseph and Deshaun Wright are having a great preseason. Stephen Jones recently said Joseph and Wright are neck to neck when it comes to competition. Joseph was drafted in the second round, Wright in the third. And Wright was asked how competitive is the secondary.
That's very competitive. I mean, you have Trey and AB who are vets, our older guys, and then me and Fat just kind of pushing the pace. So definitely competitive.
Secondary coach Joe Witt Jr. will call the defense tomorrow with DC Dan Quinn still in COVID-19 protocol. Head coach Mike McCarthy said 30 players will not dress for the Jaguars game. Due to lightning, San Antonio FC had to wait an extra 45 minutes until 8:15 p.m. to play their first match in 3 weeks. Home side gets on the board first, 32nd minute of play. Marcus Epps bends it past the keeper inside the far post. SAFC leads 1-0. I mean, you see the curve on that? Game tied at 1-1 in extra time, and Justin Dillon puts home the game winner in the 93rd minute, and San Antonio wins in dramatic fashion 2-1. Astros at the Rangers, the bottom of the first. Rangers, Gianni Hernandez chops one to the left side, and the Astros' Alex Bregman makes the great bare-handed throw, getting him out of first. Gold glove stuff right there. Top 3-0 Houston when Astros' Carlos Correa lines a solo home on the left field. It's 4-0 Astros, 436 feet into the upper deck. Astros win 5-2 and will go for the 3-game sweep tomorrow. And Gerber, I think your Cleveland baseball team lost today, didn't they?
Yes, again.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry.
Tell me something good next. And we want to give you another reminder that happening tomorrow on GMSA, we have a special double leading SA. We'll be joined live by both District 2 City Councilman Jalen McGee Rodriguez and President and CEO of the San Antonio Food Bank. They'll discuss topics like the city budget to equity and food insecurities we see in our region. Now, you can submit your questions right now on KSAT.com. Again, that special double leading SA is tomorrow morning at 8 and 8:30. Do not miss it.
Finally tonight, something good.
That's right. So coming up, we got a lot of good things taking place. The Mackinac Bridge, which connects Michigan's Upper Peninsula and Lower Peninsula, had to be shut down for a bomb threat. But when it reopened, one woman decided to pay a little kindness forward. Now, she gave a toll collector $100 bill and asked the worker to use it on the cars behind her until all of the money was used. At $4 a car, it ended up paying for 24 other vehicles. The move was just a small effort to keep and to help ease traffic.
The Mighty Mac.
Tomorrow, 93, 30% chance for some afternoon thunder showers. Similar to today, we could have some pockets of heavy rain and also flashes of lightning. Low and rain chances sprinkled throughout the next 7 days, guys.
All right, Katie, that does it for us. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, Good Morning San Antonio starts tomorrow at 6 a.m.
That's right. Have a good night.